welcome back to another vlog. This vlog today is going to be kind of a combination of a knitting vlog and a reading vlog, so let me know how you like it. I don't know how long this is going to last for, and also excuse I'm playing around with some camera settings. I can't really see the viewfinder. It's really bright right here. Like, the sun is really coming through the window. I cannot really see. My room is a mess a little bit because I have not really organized things yet. I'm still kind of trying to put things away, and I just have a lot of things out because I just don't know where I want to put them yet. So please ignore the background. Please don't perceive it at all. Yeah, reading vlog and knitting vlog. So I've never really done a reading vlog before. I'm really gonna do my best not to do any spoilers in the reading vlog, just because I want, you know, even if you haven't read these books, I want you to still be able to enjoy the vlog. I have some books that obviously are on my May TBR that I talked about. Well, first of all, also let me return, I just finished Bridgerton, The Duke and I, this morning. Oh, fuck. I didn't really enjoy it. I will talk about it in my May wrap-up video. I got it from the library. I'm returning it. I finished it this morning, returning it. I want it off my Kindle. I did not enjoy it. I think the book I want to read next is, I have a lot of Kindle Unlimited books, and then I think this book is my mom's. I don't know what that is, but I want to read Lady of Darkness next. I think that's the next one I want to read on my list, so that's what we're gonna do. And then as far as knitting goes, at least for today, I want to work on my Cumulus top because, the Cumulus tee pattern by Petite Knit. I'm so close to being done with the raglan increases, at least the part I believe before you join in the round, so I would really like to get that done today. I think I only have 20 rounds left, but that's also a lot with this being a fingering weight and a lot of stitches on here, so I don't know if I'll be able to finish that today, but I want to try. And so I don't know, this also isn't the best thing to work on while reading, so I may also be listening to an audiobook that I got from the library. It's The Night Swim. I'm currently reading, and I forget the author's name. Hold on, let me look it up real quick. By Megan Golden. So I'm listening to the audiobook. I'm not super far in, but I might put that on today as well and listen to it while I'm working on this. But I also think for the next, I don't know, the next like hour or so, I might just watch some YouTube videos, catch up with some of the channels that I watch, and get some knitting on this done. But I also today need to film my March and April, oh my gosh, sorry, there was a bug that kept like hitting the window, and oh my gosh, it is so bright, my eyes hurt. I want to film my March and April wrap-up video today as well, so I think I'll probably do that after lunch, like sometime in the afternoon today. So until then, I think I will watch a couple videos, knit on this, and then we'll get into reading a little bit later probably. sorry if you can hear the yard work outside, but I had to come on here. I'm gonna try really hard not to DNF this book, but if I was not listening to the audiobook, I would have DNF'd it already. It's like, I'm just starting chapter 5, and it's like the author is giving us all these details on like the hotel room that the character is staying in. Like, I don't need to know any of this. This is not relevant information. Why are you like overly, I don't need to know what shampoo bottles are in the bathroom. I don't need to know that the main character even goes into the hotel room and is considering taking a nap, but decides not to because she doesn't want to oversleep. I don't need to know that. I don't need that level of detail. Why? So I think if I was just trying to read this book, I don't think I could do it. I think the audiobook is making it a little more manageable, but it's still like, I don't know. Let me try to get through this chapter. Hey guys, so I thought I would jump on and do a quick little update. It is May 8th. I forget. It's almost 11 o'clock. So this morning I was just drinking my coffee, knitting a little bit. I did finish the cuff. Oh gosh, a little bit of yarn vomit here. I did finish the cuff of my sock. I'm gonna switch to the main color, which is this. It's beautiful. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and work on my sock for a little bit today and edit my, what video was it? Oh, my March and April wrap up. So that should go up before this vlog, so I'll put it somewhere here, but I'm gonna edit that and hopefully get it uploaded today. And then my other things that I want to do today, I want to finish the audiobook, The Night Swim. I'm really not liking it, but I'm so far in now that I have to finish it. I'm too close. Can't DNF it now. Just gotta count it towards my reading goal this year. And I discovered it's like a little bit more manageable when I was like tidying up things and unpacking some things. It was like nice to have that to listen to, but I still am not overall enjoying it. But I think, oh, there's like a hair. I think there is, what the heck? There was a hair on you guys. I got it off. Anyways, I think audiobooks will be really nice when I'm like wanting to do chores and stuff, but I still don't know how into them I will be able to get. Like, I just don't think I'm going to be somebody who can listen to that many, just because I'm very picky about the narration. Like, these narrators keep doing voices for different characters and I don't like that. So anyways, I'm gonna go edit my video now and I will check in with you guys later. My camera battery is gonna die, so I don't know if I will get b-roll or not, so we'll see. Excuse me, I'm sweaty. It's really hot in here and I was just like running up and down the stairs like taking trash out from all the bathrooms. So again, please do not perceive the mess in the background. It has not been a priority right now. It is 1:20. So let's update you on some things. I finished The Night Swim. Did I? Did I already tell you that? Sorry if I did. I'm gonna save talking about it for my May wrap-up video, but yeah, I did not like it. Did not like it. I have a lot to say about it. I have a lot of thoughts. I started my, like the leg of my sock here, so you can see, and this is the most beautiful colorway. I'm so excited to see it work up. And I love it with the contrast color. Knit Picks was having a sock yarn sale, so I bought some sock yarn, and I also got some yarn for a knit along that I want to participate in. That's my friend Faith from Fiber Fables, from the Fiber Fables podcast, is hosting. I will leave her channel link down below, but I wanted to join in because I thought it would be fun. And so let me show you the socks first, or the sock yarn. So I bought 2 of these Stroll Tweed fingering weight yarns in Earl Grey Heather, and yep, beautiful. This is gonna be the main color, and I will try to put in a picture of the socks I want to do. It's color work, and they're kind of springy, so I thought, I don't know, it'd be fun. I just really wanted to do some color work socks. I have a whole, it's the Stone Knits color work sock book. I got it for Christmas this past Christmas, and I haven't made anything from it yet, and I really wanted to. So this is the main color, and then I also bought Dill Heather in the same Stroll Tweed yarn, and that's one of the contrast colors. And then I also bought this, just the Stroll regular one in Duchess Heather. So I thought these would look good together for the sock that I'm doing. It's kind of, I don't know, wasn't exactly super close to what the original like the pictures show for that pattern, but it was close enough, and I think it's gonna be fun to have like the Tweety bits in there as well. And then this one was like 30% off. It is the Felicini, I don't know how to say that, but this one, it was 30% off. It's the Ambrosia Salad colorway, and I thought these would be really fun, like summertime colorway to do. Not that I don't even know if I can get to them in summer, but at least next summer maybe. And then I bought some of their Galileo sport weight yarn for the Fiola sweater, Fiola something, just the Fiola, like that's it. But it's by Isabella Kramer, and it's really beautiful. I'll put like an actual picture on the screen, but it's got really fun sleeves and stuff, so I'm excited. It calls for I believe it calls for either like lace weight held double or a sport weight. So I went with sport weight, and I got, sorry for the crinkly noise, but I got 10 of these. It's in the color Orion. And you guys know, I mean, well, if you've been watching for a while, you know I love greens. I love these types of greens. This is going to be yet another green sweater, green pullover. This is really soft. It is, what are you? It's 50% merino wool and 50% viscose. So it's really soft, and I just thought it would be a nice, because this is I think it's supposed to be kind of more of a spring or like fall type of pullover. It's kind of got some lacy bits to it, so it's not really one of those, you know, like winter sweaters. I wanted a yarn that would be a little bit more like something that is a little bit more lightweight, maybe a little bit drapier, and just something I could kind of throw over something, you know, a t-shirt or something in the spring or fall and be like, you know, a little bit warmer, but not like too warm. So I'm very excited for these. Oh my gosh, gorgeous. And yeah, so I'm gonna have to cast that on soon, because I'm pretty sure the cow has already started, so I need to get on that. But I have a lot of other knitting that I also need to do, so we'll see. But okay, I'm gonna go back to editing my video, and then at some point I will get back to reading Lady of Darkness. I read the first chapter. So far I'm intrigued. So and I don't have any issues with how, like, the writing style, at least so far. So I think it's gonna be a fun read, as long as I like the characters and the plot. I think it'll be a fun read. So I'm gonna go put my books away, and then I will edit the rest of, well, the entirety pretty much of my video, and then I will check back in with you guys when I'm back to reading. Thursday, it's the next day. I forget kind of, yesterday was a weird day because I was going to try to finish, I wanted to spend a lot of time in the afternoon reading Lady of Darkness and knitting. And I did start Lady of Darkness and I did knit a little bit, but I got a huge burst of writing inspiration, and without even trying, I wrote so many words yesterday. Yesterday I added over 8,000 words to a new document for Project Canopies, which is my current kind of paranormal romance, fantasy romance, romantasy, I'm not really sure what to call it yet. My old Scrivener project that I was using, it was getting really messy because I had started it when I thought that this was going to be a contemporary romance. It turned into a fantasy romance because I can't seem to help myself. I always feel like something's missing from my stories if they're not fantasy. So it was getting a little messy because I had started writing it and then I went back and I changed some things, and then so I kind of had like two different beginnings, and then they like both kind of came together, and I had like a chunk of scenes and chapters that were not written with the fantasy parts in mind, but still worked for the overall story. And then I was getting stuck after that. I was trying to write scenes and I just kept feeling like something was kind of missing, and I think it was just the continuity of like knowing exactly what's already happened in a draft, and because I had two different beginnings and in a kind of a middle that didn't reflect like both or like the storyline that I wanted as well, it just didn't work. It wasn't working for me. So I had like a while, maybe a few weeks ago, I had started a new like fresh document in Scrivener and started writing a new scene, but I wasn't sure that was going to be the new opening scene, but I felt like I needed it, so I was writing it and I didn't know if I for sure wanted it, and so I kind of stopped, and then I went back to my old, like the original document, and tried to keep pushing through with the story, but I kept getting stuck on that. So eventually yesterday I just got a lot of inspiration and I came back and I started writing like in the fresh document, and so I didn't write that many words. I did write a good number, don't get me wrong, but I did copy and paste some scenes. But I have 6 chapters. My chapter 5 is still, I need to rewrite one of the scenes, and then I copied it over, but I need to rewrite it, and then I have a second scene in chapter 5 that needs to be written, but I have in this document 6 chapters so far that I've kind of been, writing some new scenes, pulling some from when I had tried to already restart the draft with like the fantasy bits in mind. So anyways, I ended up doing a lot of writing yesterday, and when the inspiration strikes, you just have to go with it. And I have some coffee, and I think I'm gonna do some more writing today because I want to keep the streak going if possible. I think I'm gonna rewrite the scene that I need to rewrite, because otherwise I'm gonna have to do it later. I'm not gonna want to do it later. So I think I'll rewrite this because it went a different direction than because I kind of hand waved at some magic stuff, and now I know more about how I actually want it to work out. So I need to like add, maybe not a full rewrite of the scene, but I do need to add in how the magic is actually supposed to work, and then take out the part that I'm changing. I'm sorry for the crinkling, but I don't want to take these out yet, and it would be hard to show you all of them, but I did get some hand-dyed yarn. This is for I forget what it's called, but there's a Bridgerton inspired color work cowl, like an infinity scarf, and that yarn is for that pattern, and I had to get it. I don't know, I had to get it. It's beautiful.
cycle in this tattered kind of world. My manic is panicking if I'm really the type of girl who stays up until the morning. It's boring, at least I hear some type of interaction not too far from here.
Okay guys, it is 4:30. I was able to plant a tree. I'm trying to use the Forest app to like help me stay focused while I do writing sprints. So far this month, not a ton. I mean, I've definitely written more times than this, but sorry, I got distracted. But I don't always do a writing sprint. Sometimes, like yesterday, I wasn't doing sprints. I was just going for it. So I did a 30-minute sprint and I wrote 593 words. And in this draft, which I'm just gonna, for the sake of simplicity, I'm gonna call it draft 2 of Project Canopies. I'm at 9,865 words. So I would love to break into 10K today. Obviously I haven't written 10K words today, but like just in the manuscript in this draft. And my other draft, I was at 39,000. Wow, I can't. My brain just stopped working. I was at 39,549 words, but that was I have like 2 different beginnings, and then the middle part, and so it's not a lot, really, considering that I have two different beginnings, so it's not really how far I was, if that makes sense. Like that word count is not indicative of how far into the story I was. I'm gonna go refill my coffee, and then I think I'm gonna come back and do another writing sprint.
Gravity won't let you slow down. I know how low it goes. I've screamed my sounds took days to come back.
Okay, so I finished my 30-minute writing sprint. So I've done about an hour of writing. That's my forest today, and then look at it getting populated right there. I'm thinking I'm going to get my Cumulus tea joined in the round, because I think I'm there. I counted my stitches and I had definitely missed a couple of increases, so I'm just gonna like add those real quick and as I'm doing the round where I'm joining it. And then once I'm to a place where I can like kind of knit and more easily read and knit, I will probably get my Kindle out and start reading a little bit today. I don't think I took a little clip of it, so I'll pop it in here, but I did reach the 10,000 word mark. We're at 10,805 words in this manuscript. I'm excited. I'm so excited. I'm feeling so much better about this draft. I just feel like I have more direction, and I feel like I'm able to kind of sit and think more on like how to add in the fantastical elements of the story a little bit better, and kind of like, yeah, marry that with the romance part of it. Because this is my story that is inspired by a band that I love, and they are on tour right now, and so I keep seeing little snippets of their live shows on TikTok, and it has been a lot of really good inspiration. Every time I see it, I'm like, oh, that gives me an idea of like something I can do, and I'm just really excited. And then I think I just want to like every day just really keep pushing to get like 30 minutes of writing done. And I can take days off here and there, like for the weekend and stuff probably, but I really do want to treat this season of my life as if, you know, I am a full-time writer, and just really go for it, you know? So I just need to, I think, kind of keep that in mind each day, that I want to prioritize this more than other things maybe. What are you doing? What are you doing? What? What are you doing? I started talking to the camera before hitting the record button. Off to a good start. It is Saturday, May 11th. It's 10:53. Sorry, I know you guys can't really see that very well. Okay, so I didn't really vlog yesterday because I decided that I wanted to do a little work kind of around specifically my closet. It was a disaster. I, during the move kind of was just shoving things in there at random and was having trouble finding things. By the time I was done with that, because I also had to put away some other stuff to clear out my closet. So I ended up just working for a few hours on that, and it was just very draining. The rest of my knitting yesterday, though, that I did not vlog, was working on this. Oh, that almost looks like it's a sleeve, but it's not. It's the front right panel of the cardigan that it's still so hard to show you, but like this is supposed to go here, right, like this, and then you have this side like this. It doesn't look like anything, but pretend it's a cardigan. But yeah, so I finished that this morning. Actually, I was trying to finish the right front panel yesterday, and I got pretty close, but then I was just so tired that I couldn't keep working on it. So I finished that this morning. What else do I want to update you guys on? So today, my plan, I want to cast on the Fiola. We're doing that today. But I also want to get some writing in because I didn't do any yesterday, and I really wanted to remember to do some yesterday, but it just got too busy and I was really in the mood to like organize and clean. And now today I am in the mood to do nothing but knitting. So I'm probably going to cast on I'm gonna do a 30-minute writing sprint today, and then I'm going to cast on the Fiola. Let's go do the writing sprint. Let's get that out of the way so I can feel like I've accomplished something towards my writing with, towards Project Canopies. I just feel like I've got to keep going with it, just keep pushing through until I get to the end of the draft, and then I can worry about whether it's working or not, and some of my books are right here, so I'm like, I need to get to this soon. But I am stuck on Lady of Darkness. I don't know how I feel about it. It feels very insta-lovey right now, and I'm like, the plot is not progressing. Like, it's like we took a break from the plot and it's just about the like main character and her love interest, and I'm like, and it's very insta-lovey, so I'm not enjoying that part of it. So I'm like, can we get back to the plot maybe? So I was able to write 1,208 words. And then I actually added, because like the next, I like kind of outlined the next scene. Like I just made notes basically about what I want to happen. And then the chapter after that, I went ahead and copied over from my other document, my other Scrivener document. And so now total today, I've added to this manuscript 3,289 words. I still have to go through. It's chapter 8 that I added. In chapter 8, I need to go through, reread it, see what needs to be tweaked, because I know that there's going to be a few things, like a few details maybe, that are probably wrong that I need to fix. But, and there's also something that I want to include, because this chapter is from our love interest perspective, and I want to include part of, like, I want something else to happen here, and I'm wondering if it should happen from my main character's perspective, because I think we need to kind of get her thoughts on it, but I'm kind of wondering if I should also include, because it's also like a flashback, so I think it needs to include maybe another flashback chapter from her perspective. So I don't know exactly how I'm gonna write it yet, but it's in the manuscript, it's in here. I can start to work with it. So that is good. And I did my 30 minutes. I did probably more like 40 with adding in chapter 8 and outlining scene 2 in chapter 7. So I think I got a little bit more done than 30 minutes, but still. So now it is time to cast on the viola. It is 11:50, so I'm going to cast it on, and once I get to a place where I kind of know what I'm doing, I might put on some YouTube videos and watch that. But I also I'm gonna take a little bit of a break to, I think, maybe grab a snack or something. And, but yeah, you don't need to see that. So I will be back when we're casting on for this new project. Hello. It's May 13th, it's Monday, it's almost 10:30. I still have some coffee. My mom made espresso today, or like a latte cappuccino situation. So yay. I did not vlog yesterday, and I didn't really vlog on Saturday after, I think I did a little bit maybe in the morning or like the middle of the day. I can't really remember, but sorry for the interruption. I'm buying lip balm immediately. So I didn't really vlog much on Saturday because my sister and brother-in-law ended up coming over kind of spur of the moment for like kind of a Mother's Day little, you know, thing, and they ended up staying for dinner. And then because because they had come over, my mom was like talking with them and stuff, we kind of didn't remember to like actually start making dinner, and so we ended up getting pizza. So that was kind of Mother's Day, I guess. And then yesterday, which was actually Mother's Day, my mom didn't really want to do anything because I think she was just like tired. I mean, my parents have been working a lot on the house, like just getting things unpacked, and Anyways, long story short is that my mom was just basically too tired yesterday to really do much of anything. And so we didn't really do anything for Mother's Day, technically. And I was like, do you want, we can go out to dinner, we can go do some fun shopping, like walk around. And she just wasn't feeling it. So we'll do that another time, kind of, because like we also didn't really celebrate my dad's birthday, which is also in May, because of the move. And so I think we'll just, my brother and I will try to take them out for dinner at some point when things are less chaotic, which is no one was really feeling up to doing anything yesterday. And so I pretty much was knitting yesterday, catching up on some of my, favorite YouTubers. I think I caught up with one of my favorite author tubers, Kayla Kempers. I will leave her channel link down below if you're someone who wants to watch more like writing vlogs. I really enjoy her videos, and I love that she brings like a very mindful approach to her creativity. And so they always inspire me. Like her videos always inspire me, and I'm gonna circle back to that because there was something that she talked about in one of her videos that kind of has me thinking about something that I want to do this week. So I spent a lot of time knitting yesterday while watching videos, and then I also was writing a bit, but I kind of got to a point with so I was saying I was going to call it draft 2 because technically it's like the second Scrivener document that I've made for this project, so it kind of felt like it's draft 2, but I feel like the first project, a Scrivener project draft, was actually a discovery draft. It's like a 0 draft basically. So I feel like this is actually draft 1. Like it's truly draft 1. And so I'm gonna call it draft 1. And I know that's probably confusing to some people, but it's draft 1. And the other one I was working on was draft 0. And I have realized as I was going through things, I just had this realization that the ending I had planned for book 1 in this, because it's gonna be a series, but the ending that I had planned, it would have been too, like the book would be too long to get to a point, like, because I was thinking about it, I was like, in order for this ending to have the impact and like the emotional response that I want from the reader, I have to really I really have to spend time characterizing and like developing these characters, and because otherwise people aren't gonna really care, like the ending isn't gonna hit the way that I want it to, and there's things that need to happen between some of the characters, again, to get that emotional response that I want, and I don't have time in the first book to get my characters to a place where it'll make sense, if any of this is making sense to you. I'm sorry I can't say more. I don't want to spoil things for you. So I kind of just realized, I was like, this ending needs to happen, like this is the ending for the second book, not the first book, which made me kind of spiral because now I'm like, I don't know how to wrap up the first book. But I'm excited because it's going to give me more time to play around with some things in the first book that I felt like I was almost like, I don't know how to explore these more. So it's gonna be a good thing overall, but I just need to, and I have an idea now, like I did spend some time kind of brainstorming, and I have an idea for how the first book could end, but I'm almost worried that it's a bit too predictable or like cliche, and so I think I'm going to go for it and just get the draft finished, and maybe as I'm headed towards this potentially predictable and cliche ending, maybe something else will, come in. Because I am a plotter. No, I'm a pantser by nature, which means I come up with ideas as I'm writing, and I mean, I can plot things out, and I do have ideas like going into things, but I feel like some of my best ideas come from me just like trying to go in one direction, and then my characters are like, actually, we want to go over here, and then like my writing just naturally, you know, and so I come up with ideas and I come up with fun things, and I, you know, learn about my characters better through like writing them versus like trying to think about them. So I find their voice and their, you know, character flaws and their quirks and all of that through writing them. So I think if I just head towards this predictable ending, that I feel like I've seen done time and time again, and it's not even necessarily my favorite type of thing. I just feel like maybe something better will show up, something that fits the story better and aligns more with kind of where I want the series to go as a whole. So I think I just need to have a direction, and we're just gonna aim towards it and see where we land, right? So I'm excited for it, but I also, because I felt like I had things outlined, I had things, like I had a sense of direction and a sense of purpose with this draft, and it was like all I have to do is just sit down every day and write the damn book. But now I'm like, oh wait, I actually am back to like not fully knowing where things are going, and that's more daunting. That's more like, like I don't know. Like it's not just I have to sit down and write. It's like I have to sit down and write and figure, you know, out where this book is even going, and that's more, that just, you know, that's more work. It feels more, I don't know. There's more unknown in this way of writing than there is when you have a solid outline and know where you're going and know each scene, like what you're trying to do. But I have to trust that this is the best for me in this book. This is what the book needs. I gotta trust that because I know that the original ending I had in mind is just not going to work. What are you doing? What are you doing? My dog was just about to like bolt off the couch, but I'm like right here, so she would have just like, I don't know if she heard something or what, but anyways, so that was one update I wanted to give you guys because yesterday I was just in a weird mental space, and also it being Mother's Day, it was like I just didn't want to vlog, and then I was like spending some time writing, and I was like, I had this realization, I'm like, oh, this isn't gonna work, and then I was like, oh no. But I feel better today, like sleeping on it helped. But I also want to show you some knitting, and I want to talk about some books, and I'm also having a little bit of a mental spiral over my vlogging because I'm like, well, are people gonna be interested in my vlogs if I'm talking about writing and knitting and reading? Like, but I feel like, because when I see other people vlog, they're doing one thing, you know, and I'm like, oh, maybe I should do that. But I feel like that's just not my path, I guess. I don't know. So we'll talk about that in a minute because I have something that I want to try to help me kind of like come to terms with how I want to do social media, if that makes any sense. I'll talk about it more, but I want to show you real quick. Oh my god, it's all tangled. Why? Let go. Thank you so much. Okay. I did split for, oh god. I split for sleeves on my Cumulus tee. My Cumulus tee. So we have sleeves. Got some sleeves here. And, sorry, it kind of looks a little funny because like my needles are right where the V-neck is. So it's kind of like hard to, anyways. I think it's gonna be so much fun to wear in the spring and summer. I am using Knitting for Olive pure silk, so it's gonna be very like drapey and just like, I think, yeah, perfect for wearing in the summer. I'm so excited. It's kind of like an overcast day. Yesterday was like hot, it was beautiful, and then today it's like cloudy. So still very bright out though, because the natural lighting. I was about to say the lateral nighting. Lovely. But the natural lighting is really good right now still, even though it's like super cloudy outside. But split for sleeves yesterday. That was my goal. I was like, I'm getting this to a point where I'm just working in the round so I can like knit on this while reading because I needed something where I just am just knitting stockinette in the round for like ever so that I can not have to worry about like my Oslo sweater. I'm getting to a point where I'm like, I need to try it on and I need to be mindful to not knit it too long. So I feel like it's not the mindless knitting that I need right now. Anyways, there's that. Also, Lady of Darkness, the book that I feel like I maybe started this vlog off with that I was gonna try and read. I got 18% of the way through, and for now, it's a soft DNF. I don't really like the writing. I'm not loving the main character is the most annoying. She is just whiny. She's mad at people for keeping secrets from her that have nothing to do with her, and she has her own secrets that she's not telling people. So I'm like, you are just a hypocritical, like immature person with an anger management problem. And the love interest is also just randomly like mean towards her, like just snapping at her, snarling at her for like, she'll just be like, hi, and he'll snarl at her. Like that'll be like the speech tag is like that he snarled at her. The love interest, I'm not loving the love interest. I'm not loving the main character. I'm not really a fan of the writing style. I'm not really a fan of, I don't know, it felt like the book was being set up for like a certain type of plots arc, but like the stuff that's brought up in the beginning, like we're not making any progress towards it. And it just feels like, I don't know, it's like at 18% and like the main characters already are like into each other, but also being mean to one another. And it's just not, it's not the type, like, I feel like it's like when people try to do enemies to lovers and they just tell you that the two main characters don't like each other, but then at the same time, like they're both into one another. So it's like enemies to lovers, but it's actually insta love, and I don't like that. So I'm soft DNFing it because I really was telling myself to like just, you know, keep pushing through because while I haven't heard the best things about the Lady of Darkness series as a whole, I've heard a lot of really great things about the Legacy series, and they're connected, I believe, and so I wanted to read this one first. But I'm starting to think maybe I should just try out the Legacy series, and because there's a solid chance that I just don't really like this author's writing, and so if I read the first book in the Legacy series and I don't like it, then so I don't know. I might come back to this series if I end up loving the Legacy series and feel like I want to come back and read this series. But Scarlet as a main character, I don't like her. I don't like her. She's annoying. She's just so bratty and whiny and immature, and I'm like, who would ever want to read about this character? Like I just don't like her. Sorry. So then I read Their Vicious Darling by Nikki St. Croix. It's the third book in the Vicious Lost Boys series, and I'll talk about this more in my May wrap-up video. This series is mostly smut, so just keep that in mind. It is a dark reverse harem romance, and it's mostly smut. Like there is a plot and there is world building, and I do like the plot and I do like the world building, and I like the smut, so it's like I'm overall having a really good time with it. So I did finish that book. It was so fast. I finished it. I feel like it takes like 2 hours to read. I feel like maybe that's an exaggeration, but it's definitely one of those books you can read in like one sitting. It's so quick because like there's not many pages, and then it's not a very wordy, like the author's writing style is not very wordy, so and it's a lot of dialogue, so it's just you're done like with the book and it's like so quickly. So I enjoyed that book, and I'm thinking about starting the fourth book because I know it's going to be a really quick read. I might read that over the next couple of days. But I also started Serpent and Dove by I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but Shelby Mahurin. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but so far I'm liking this. The love interest is not my cup of tea, I suppose. Like, I don't know. I don't really know. Like, I'm enjoying the book. I think it's like I'm liking it, but I'm also, there's kind of, I want more. Like, I want a little bit more backstory on this world that we're set in, because it's like France but not. Like, it's this made up island where people speak French, and I want to know, it just seems like an odd choice, I guess. Like, I want to know why is the French part relevant? Like, I want to know more about that, like why this author chose to kind of come up with a made up setting but French versus just like a made up setting without the French. I don't know. But it's not bad. It's just like I'm just curious, I suppose. And I want more information on like why, because there's witches in this book, and obviously not all of them are evil, but some of them are evil. And apparently, like, I'm like, what? Why are they doing this? Like, what is the purpose? Why are they going after innocent people? Why they just seem to be evil for no reason? I guess like we haven't really gotten to what they're trying to do. Like, what are the witches' agendas? And there's different types of witches, and I want to know like why. Like, why are there two different types of witches? What are their origin stories? Like, I just feel like I'm not getting enough in terms of world building to satisfy myself, but I'm like, it's also a series, so like maybe because I don't want info dumping, so like that means I need to be patient, but there's just a lot of things that I don't know yet that I'm like, are we gonna find this out, or are you just gonna gloss over it? I don't know yet. And then back to the love interest, I don't know. I'm waiting for there to be better banter, I guess, between the main character and the love interest, and I'm waiting for him to have a bit more personality. Like, right now, he's just very uptight and he doesn't really have a personality, and as far as book boyfriends go, not my type, I guess. Like, not my cup of tea. Waiting for him to develop a little bit more, I guess, and we'll see. But for right now, it's like I'm enjoying the book. I definitely want to keep reading. I can't tell you what chapter I'm on because they don't have, that's another thing. I'm like, why put some freaking chapter numbers in here? There's chapter titles, like chapter names, but no chapter number. So I'm like, I feel like I can't reference like, oh, I'm at this chapter, but I just finished page 188 last night. So I'm gonna keep reading today, probably at some point. I'll probably get a few chapters in, and then what was the other thing I was going to talk to you about is social media, right? So I was watching Kayla's last video, and she talked a lot about it was just kind of a video, like a sit-down chatty video, where she's just kind of talking about like her thoughts about social media, and I just felt in that moment as I was watching that video to delete an app from my phone. So I deleted the YouTube Creator Studio app, I think, or like just the YouTube Studio app, I don't know what they call it these days, but I deleted that app from my phone because it was kind of like the last thing I would do when I would go to bed would be like to check to see like, did I get any new subscribers? Did I get any new comments? How many people liked my video that I posted? Like, and then the morning, first thing would be like checking to see if I had any new subscribers. And I guess like, I don't know, as I'm making changes to the type of content I'm posting and the way that I approach my channel, I just feel the need to kind of distance myself from like the analytics part of it, like, because when I start, like, I'm posting bookish content now, it's obviously not doing as well as my knitting content because the majority of people have subscribed to me for my knitting content. I anticipated that, but it's one thing to like know that that's probably gonna happen, and it's another thing to kind of like see, oh, this video didn't get that many views, and it's kind of like, you know, you feel disappointed. And so I just don't want that to be like how I end and start my day. And so I want to just kind of check it every other day and do that on my, you know, laptop rather than on my phone, because I'll just be like doing something and then I'll just randomly be like, oh, I want to check just to like see. And I don't know, it's just not, I feel like, super great for my mental health. So I deleted the app from my phone, and that kind of got me thinking. I feel like a lot of the doubt, a lot of the fear that I feel with like unniching my channel, and like, for example, how I'm doing these vlogs, like when I see other people doing just writing vlogs or just knitting vlogs or just reading vlogs, I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to figure out how to do that too, even though I don't want to do that. Because it's like, I'm not gonna vlog for 2 different vlogs or 3 different vlogs every single week. Like, that would be way too much work. I would not be able to keep it straight, like which one I'm doing. And I know I could do like, maybe one week I could do a knitting vlog and one week I could do a writing vlog, but then it's like, I don't know. I like the idea of just kind of meshing it all together, because that is my life. Is today I'm gonna do a little bit of knitting. You know, tomorrow my focus will be writing. Because I just kind of follow what I feel like doing. I don't really have a schedule. I don't really have, you know, a routine. I don't try to, okay, I'm gonna do, you know, this for this many hours and this for this many hours. I'm just kind of going with like what I feel like doing. I'm really letting my, you know, divine feminine energy lead the way. Like, it's all about being in flow. It's all about what I intuitively feel like doing, rather than that masculine energy of like, I gotta have a routine. I gotta wake up at this time and be productive, and I gotta do the same thing every single day and be consistent every single day, because that just doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for a lot of people, but it's what our society pushes as like how to be successful. And I just don't vibe with that. And that's one really amazing thing about not working that 9-to-5 job anymore that I was working, because I was really unhappy trying to do, you know, basically the same thing every single day. And yeah. So, I mean, I was unhappy for more reasons than just that, but that is one thing that I honestly, every time, like, just so many days I wake up and I'm just like, I sit there and I just think about how grateful I am that I'm not working that job anymore, and that I get to take this opportunity to be creative and just follow my intuitive nudges. And I just get to wake up and kind of do whatever I want for the most part. And that's just the season of life that I'm in, and I'm so grateful for it right now. I'm just trying to enjoy it. But then that fear comes in of like, okay, but you have to, like, you know, you got to do it like, this is how this person was successful, so you should try it that way, or like, you know. And I really loved what Kayla was talking about in her video of just like seeing what other, like how other people market their books and have become, you know, successful, and then kind of like changing her content to like match that, so that, you know, and then but like realizing it's not authentic for her. And I think people absolutely can pick up on the fact that it's not authentic. And so if you're trying to do something a way that someone else did it because you think that that's like the solution, or that's going to be how you become, you know, successful on social media or whatever, and it's like, but it's not authentic to you, and people can pick up on that on like a subconscious level. And I guess it just had me thinking that, because she was talking a lot about TikTok and Instagram. I don't have an issue. I don't really like being on Instagram for too long. I get bored. You'd think that I could scroll endlessly through photos of people's like finished knit projects and their knitting whips and everything, but I cannot. I get bored, and I don't spend a lot of time on Instagram. And so I don't really have an issue with Instagram. TikTok, I used to be addicted to TikTok, but I deleted it from my phone for I think a few months, and it definitely, I think, got rid of that. I do have it back on my phone now because basically the only reason I have it on my phone again is because Sleep Token is back on tour, and that's how I vicariously live through other people who are lucky enough to get to go to their rituals. But so I don't really have an issue, is what I'm trying to say, with TikTok and Instagram. My issue is actually with YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube videos, and I feel like that's what gets me thinking, okay, I have to do my videos this way because I see other people doing it that way. So I'm like, I have to do it that way too. And I just feel like, especially as I've made this decision to unniche my channel, I have to give myself some space from other people's content so I can find my own way of doing it. So I am going to be doing a week of no social media, and I'm thinking it'll be with like a few stipulations, a few caveats or whatever. Caveats? I never know how to say that word properly, I feel like. Anyways. So I can post to YouTube, like because I am going to be filming a knitting podcast this week, and I have vlogs that I want to put up. So I am going to be posting to YouTube, but I'm just not going to watch any YouTube videos. And I might take some time every other day to just check and see if I did get any comments and reply to them, and then leave it at that and not really check like my analytics, not really, pay attention to like how many views and like subscriber count, but just like pop on real quick to just see like if anybody commented so that I can, reply to them, because I don't want to be rude and like ignore comments, because like that's, I feel like one of the best parts is like interacting with people, so I don't want to miss out on that. But anyways, so there's that. And then, but I won't be watching YouTube videos, except for I do listen to like sleep music every night on YouTube. So I will allow myself to do that, but that's not, to me, that's like not social media. So, but I'm just not gonna watch any YouTube videos for a week. And then, as far as like TikTok, I'm gonna stay off TikTok for a week. I feel like that would be easy peasy. And then, Instagram, there's like, I feel like I need to make a couple of posts because I am doing a knit along. So I want to like take a picture for that and like, officially join the knit along. So I might do that, but so I'm allowed to like post, but I'm just gonna allow myself to do that post and maybe one other post. I'm just gonna try to be mindful each time I open the app to not scroll. But even again with Instagram, when I do scroll, it's for very small amount of time. I am almost instantly bored. I don't know, it just doesn't hold my attention. With that being said, I think I can safely open the app, and even if I do forget and accidentally scroll for like a minute, that's all it will really be, is just a minute or two, because I just don't get sucked in. I'm gonna allow myself to post on Instagram a couple, like one or two times in this week. And then I'm also going to allow myself to post to YouTube, but I'm just not allowed to consume. So it's really about trying to prioritize creation over consumption. And it's just something I feel like I need to do to center myself in terms of how I want to make content. It's what feels good for me and not what I see other people doing. And I'm just gonna start with a week, because I feel like anything more than that is just a little too daunting. But now that we've gotten that out of the way, I'm ending this vlog and I'm gonna be starting a new vlog. I may leave this in this vlog and also put it into the next vlog. So sorry if it's repetitive, but I don't want to re-explain myself. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. Let me know what you're up to. Let me know what you're creatively working on, whether it's writing, knitting, crocheting, some other hobby you have. Let me know what you've been up to. Let me know how you've been doing. I hope you've been well. And yeah, thank you again so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
Alright, this is a song that I wrote about falling too fast, but I wouldn't know anything about that.
I don't wanna lose my grounding, so you catch me not responding, and I press my lips together so you don't find any answers.